In today's class, we are going to learn how to calculate the value of shares in your CHAMA. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel of Wealth Protection and Money Matters. Today we are diving deep into the world of finance, especially how to calculate the value of your shares in a CHAMA. Whether you are a seasoned CHAMA member or just starting out, understanding the value of investment in your CHAMA is very crucial. And now, before we proceed into the formula of knowing how to calculate the value of shares in your CHAMA, let's define what CHAMA is and what shares are. CHAMA is a self-help group where members contribute a fixed amount of money regularly. A pooled money is invested and the returns are shared among members at the end of the financial year. Share represent your ownership in your CHAMA's asset, and that is why if we say we are calculating the value of your shares in your CHAMA, it means we are just finding out what is your net worth in that CHAMA every financial year or every time when that need arises. So we had a class here before we learned how to calculate the price of share in a CHAMA, and if you didn't get that class, you can find it in this channel and learn how to calculate the price of a share in your CHAMA. So if in simple terms, if you just take what we learned from the other class of share price in your CHAMA, it means if you are starting up, if your CHAMA is starting up and you have contributed each and every member the amount of shares that you're supposed to contribute, before that money is invested and before that money is used so that it can return some profit, before that one has happened, the price of the share will be the same as the value of the share. Let's assume if you are starting a CHAMA and each is contributing 1,000 as a price of one share, and in your CHAMA you are 10 members. So if each and every member buys one share, it means they are going to contribute 1,000 each. So the value of one share will be the same as the price of that share. But after that money has been invested, or after that money has been used to generate income, or the money has been used to buy some asset for the group or for the financial group that is CHAMA, it means the value of each share or the value of each and every member's share is going to be different, and that is what we want to learn here. So keep it here until the end of this video so that you can understand how you can calculate the value of your share in your CHAMA. So before we look at that formula, which is very simple, we are going to look at several factors that will affect the calculation of value of shares in your CHAMA, and one of them is total CHAMA asset. Total CHAMA asset includes cash, investment, and properties that your CHAMA has bought, and it means the moment you save the money in bank and that money has earned interest, you've bought some investment that are appreciating, like land, maybe you bought house, or your properties, maybe you bought chairs that you are supposed to hire or tents. At the end of each financial activity, the value of your share will be different from the time you joined that group. Number 2 is total number of shares, and the more shares are in your group, the lower the value per share that your share will have in that group. For example, if you that case that I've given, that case study that I've given, that a group of 10 members and each is contributing one share, which the price of share is 1,000. Now, if the group decided to split that share into 5, it means the price of one share, which is the value of one share, will be 200, and the total number of share will be each member will be having like 5 shares, and that group total number of shares will be 5 times 10, and that is 50. So as you split shares in your group, or as you increase the number of shares in your group, the value of share also reduces, because it's like you share what you have in that group, or the net worth of your group, the total asset of your group, to a bigger number of shares in your group. The other one is liability. Liabilities, these are debts or obligation the CHAMA owe, and the things that they are supposed to pay, like rent or anything that is taking money out of your group. So before you calculate the value of your share, it means you have to subtract these liabilities from your asset or from your cash. So what you are going to remain with is what you are going to share out amongst the number of shares that are in your group. So that one will affect the value of each and every share in that group. The other one is profit and loss, and the CHAMA financial performance directly impact the share value, and that one is self-explanatory, because the moment the group performs well, there will be more profit and the group will share out more dividends. And if the group decide that some portion of that dividends is going to be pulled back or claw back into the group so that the group can invest, it means the value of the share will increase. Likewise to losses, if the group experience losses, it means the value of your share in your group will decrease. So the last factor is share contribution, and that is the amount you've invested. It will determine will be the determinant of the value of share in your group. Like for example, if you've contributed more shares, you've bought more shares in your group, and another person has bought less shares, it means at the end of the day, if you calculate the amount of the money that you invested in your group will be much more than the other person. So that one definitely will increase the value of your shares in that group. So if you look at this simple formula that I was talking about, is if you want to get the value of a share, or share value, share value is equal to total CHAMA net asset, you divide with the number of shares in that group. And for you to get total net asset, it means you must know the value of all asset in your group, then you subtract the liabilities or the things that you are supposed to pay out. So it means you have to divide share value is equal to total CHAMA net asset divided by number of shares in your group. So if we take like a case study of a CHAMA that had a total asset of 1 million, and the total liabilities in that financial year was 200,000, and the number of shares in that group is 100. The total number of shares in that group is 100. So net asset will be total asset minus liability, and that is 1 million minus 200,000. So net asset will be 800,000, and share value now will be CHAMA net asset divided by the number of shares, and the number of shares here is 100. So it will be 800,000 divided by 100. Now the value per share of that group will be 8,000. So if you divide 800,000 by 100, you will get 8,000, and that's how you can how simply you can arrive at the value of shares in your group. So in case you have any question, you can write down there in the comment section there, and if you find this video helpful to you, you can give us a thumb so that we can continue doing research and giving you a lot of tips on how you can manage finances and also give security to your wealth. The other factors also that are supposed to be considered while calculating the value of shares, and some of them are asset valuation. How assets are valued, like if your CHAMA has properties, investment, so you need also to know the value of this asset before you calculate the value of each and every share, and that one will take place every financial year, because some properties appreciate and some properties depreciate. Like for example, if your CHAMA has shares and tents, if you hire them out for the service of events, as time goes, those shares will depreciate, and that one will have an impact on the value of your share. Like if your CHAMA is privileged to be investing in real estate or buying land, and those are the assets that appreciates. So each and every financial year you need to get the value of this asset so that you'll be able to calculate the value of each and every asset. There's also another factor, which is dividend policy, and dividend policy in your CHAMA also will have an impact in the value of the shares. What I mean here is that there's some group that has a policy that when they pay out dividends, there's some portion of that dividend that can be clawed back to the CHAMA or the group so that it can be reinvested. Or there's some group that they pay everything out. So if you pay everything out, it means that one will definitely affect the value of your shares. Like your share will not be growing, and if you claw back some of the dividends in your group, it means your shares will be growing each and every financial year. The last one is inflation, and inflation affect investment cash over time, and the value of money changes. When the value of money changes in the financial market or in the economy, that one will definitely affect the value of the shares in your group. So far, I think now you are able to get a clear picture how shares values are calculated, and that is, in simple terms, is a net worth of each and every members in your CHAMA. So calculating shares value in your CHAMA is a straightforward but requires careful consideration of various factors. By understanding these factors and using the formula, you can determine the worth of your investment. And remember, regular evaluation is crucial for making informed decision in your CHAMA. So dear investors, dear wealth protectors, dear viewers, now we come to the end of our class. And if you find a value in this class, please give us a thumb. And remember also to subscribe so that you get a chance of getting our videos in time, and also get a chance of learning more tips in this class. So far, so good. Thank you for being patient in our class. Thank you for keeping it here, and thank you for playing our video. See you in our next class.